That was actually so dope. I'm surprised that I actually like never have heard that before, but it sounds like amazing. I'm not sure how much you listen to Hippocampus, but a
Not
couple
not a ton. I'd recognize the name, but I was like, I would struggle to come up with a specific song that I had heard.
totally. I know that the guitarist has like a solo project as well. That I'm actually I'm like pretty into. It's really like folky, and like hearing this solo
Oh,
project and then also hearing like the other one and then like combined into like Hippocampus, like you can definitely hear sort of like each individual influence, which I think is like
mm-hmm.
super fun. Um, th-
Yeah, for sure.
those drum samples were amazing. It was very like Prince esque, but also like just like awesome.
I can see that. Yeah. I love the sections that I would kind of describe as like controlled chaos, essentially. Because there's just like so many things. It sounds like it's just really fucking nailing the compressor and everything's just getting kind of blown out.
Totally.
But like it sounds very intentional. It doesn't sound amateurish. It sounds like they meant to just make it just super fat
A hundred
to
percent.
just make everything else sound even more clean, I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think like using compression in that like sense is just like such a fun way to just like take a section and just like dial it up. I like love
Yeah,
compression. I think some people might say I love compression too much, but I don't think that's a thing. And I think in this case it worked out really well.
for sure.
What a fun track too. Um
There was some really neat vocal effects too. Like there was something, whether it was a I don't know if it was like a tremolo or if it was some sort of like phaser or some sort of modulation thing that was going on like in like the pre-chorus, I think.
totally.
That was really cool too, that just made it sort of stand out.
I'm like definitely have to like I definitely have to go back and like listen to this track like a couple more times because I feel like there's always going to be like something new. Like I was like trying to listen for like every drum hit and like sample and like just like every couple seconds there was just something I was like, oh, like that was so cool. What? Just like a lot of dope stuff going on.
I'm also like 90% sure that they kept layering different sounds along with the like snare clap type of thing,
Totally.
because I swear like occasionally I would hear like a whip sound and like some other stuff, and I feel like every snare hit sounded just slightly different, but they were all cohesive enough that it wasn't distracting. It was just like a really neat developing aspect that you wouldn't really notice on like the first couple listens.
Yeah, yeah. I think like stuff like that is such like a fun way, just like layering snares and like claps and hits is such like a fun way to like sort of add depth and like keep like sections like fresh without adding like too much, like especially because like there's just so much other stuff going on. But like I
Mhm.
don't think there was a point in the song where it ever felt like overwhelming in like a bad way. Like I was always like waiting
No.
for it to get to that point, and then I was like, no, like this is still like hella fun. Yeah,
Well, and like I said, even in those moments of like controlled chaos, I felt like it was just the right amount. Like it
exactly.
was right on the edge, but it never tipped over.
Exactly, exactly. Like I think like you said, it was very like intentional, like how like they mix it and how like they sort of like play samples and and that sort of thing. So yeah.
Hmm.
This next track is actually a band by a band from Michigan called the Kelseys. And I believe it's their most recent one. It's Can't Go Home Tonight. They've been releasing a song every month for the past couple of months. And I
Nice.
believe they're self-produced. But yeah, a pretty great band. They go to U of M. And yeah, here it is.